Hello guys and girls, it's I, Aaron Halo 18 here, and I do a video, a quick one right now, called the Transformers The Last Night movie review. I saw that movie on Sunday and I gave it an 8 out of 10. It was pretty good, and I'm getting a little burned out on the franchise though, but yeah, I enjoyed it. Mark Wahlberg did good, and of course the girls were attractive in the movie as well. As always, most of the British redhead, though, and yeah, it was pretty funny and stuff. And my dad really enjoyed the movie. They had quit quoting online. They said, "You American, shut it," or something like that. He keeps saying that movie on over and over again. But this is my movie review on that movie. Josh Duhamel was back in the movie as well. Not the black guy though, but just the. Of course, Mark Wahlberg and Mark Wahlberg's daughter was not in the movie this time. I mean, he had a daughter in the movie franchise, in the first one, but apparently she went away to college, and apparently he wasn't allowed to call her or talk to her or anything. And of course, always Optimus Prime always saves the day and saves the world from the Decepticons once again. Most of the same story over and over again. They add different new characters and new robots and stuff. Apparently, in all the Transformers movies, they're always trying to reveal their home planet, Cybertron, but they had to destroy the Earth first before that happened, and then they kind of brainwashed Optimus Prime in the movie. They had like medieval night Transformers as well. I guess they had Transformers different time periods, I guess. From every time period of the world, I guess. And they've always been here on Earth, apparently. And of course they had the fast sports cars and a lot of action, and mostly it was in England, and Anthony Hopkins was in the movie. There's some comical parts in the movie, comic reliefs, I guess. And they had like a butler-like robot in the movie as well. And this is my little review. I don't know. It was okay, I guess. I mean, it's ridiculous that they want to do it every year. So I don't know why they're doing this movie every year. And of course, they show the Stonehenge in the movie, and apparently Chicago wasn't a livable city in this franchise, in this movie, I guess. And had that one girl that lived there, her boyfriend was a Transformer robot, I guess. And she had a little cute little blue robot as well. It was one of those moped motorcycle thing. I don't know what to call it, but yeah. I really like movies and stuff. Wake up. Transformers. Go to sleep. IMDb gave it a 5.3 out of 10, and Rotten Tomatoes gave it 15%, and Metacritic gave it 28%. This movie didn't do too well. And yes, Transformers was 3 hours and 9 minutes for this movie. Apparently didn't do that well, I guess. There's some critic reviews that say Transformers Last Night has a deeper ethos and bigger spectacle than its predecessors. It still ends up mostly hollow and cacophonious. Another description here for the movie is: humans are at war with the Transformers, and Optimus Prime is gone. The key to saving the future lies buried the secrets of the past and the hidden history of Transformers on Earth. And I was up to the unlikely alliance of inventor Cade Yeager, Mark Wahlberg, Bumblebee, an English lord and Oxford professor to save the world. An Oxford professor is a woman, a very quite attractive redheaded British woman. And the English lord is, like, I guess he has an ancestor line as well from the King Arthur days. And King Arthur mythos in this movie as well, which is kind of ridiculous. But and then they had a dragon transformer as well. They have a transformer like for everything. It's pretty much the same idea: robots fighting robots and humans trying to save the world and all of that. Pretty much the same premise, I guess. And this movie only made like 431.7 million USD. And of course, the director was Michael Bay, as always. And the release date was June 20th, 2017. USA. Screenplay was by Ken Helen, Art Arcanum, Matthew Holloway. Production company from Paramount Pictures, Hasbro Studios, DI, Bonaventura Pictures. They have a Wikipedia page here. I don't know. It says right here, the Transformers Last Night is a 2017 American science fiction action film based on the toy line of the same name, created by Hasbro. It is the fifth installment of the live-action Transformers film series and a direct sequel to 2014's Transformers Age of Extinction, directed by Michael Bay. The film features Mark Wahlberg returning from Age of Extinction, along with Josh Duhamel, Glenn Moshauer, and John Turturro, all reprising their roles from the first three films, with Anthony Hopkins joining the cast. Faye and Wahlberg have stated that they will not return for another sequel. The film premiered at Leicester Square in London on June 18, 2017, and was theatrically released in the United States on June 21st, 2017 by Paramount Pictures in 2D, 3D, and IMAX 3D. It received negative reviews and with an approval rating of 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. It is the worst reviewed film of the series. The film has grossed over $558 million worldwide against a budget of $217 million, making it the 9th highest grossing film of 2017. A spin-off entitled Transformers Universe, Bumblebee, is scheduled for release on June 8th, 2018. It got mixed reviews, I guess. That's not good. And the critical response was Transformers The Last Light received generally negative reviews from critics on Rotten Tomatoes. The film has an approval rating of 15% based on 171 reviews with an average rating of 3.3 out of 10. The site's critical consensus reads cacophonious, thinly plotted, and boasting state-of-the-art special effects. The Last Night is pretty much what you'd expect from the fifth installment of the Transformers franchise. On Metacritic, the film has a score of 28 out of 100 based on 46 critics indicating generally unfavorable reviews. Audiences pulled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of B+ on an A+ to F scale. Mike Ryan of Unprox gave the film a negative review, criticizing its running time and incoherent plot. writing, I have no proof Transformers The Last Night will kill your brain cells. But I wouldn't be surprised to learn that it does, and I'd proceed with caution. Just in case. Just in case. Transformers The Last Night will kill your brain cells. But I wouldn't be surprised to learn that it does, and I'd proceed with caution just in case. But I can say with absolute certainty that after watching, your head will hurt. Alonzo Durwell of The Warp was also critical of the film's sloppiness, saying, "Fear not, fans of the franchise. If you're here for the director's trademark chaos editing, where fights go from points A to D to Q, toxic masculinity, and female objectification, comedy scenes rendered tragic, and vice versa, and general full volume confusion. You get all those things in abundance." Peter Travers of Rolling Stone gave a raised 0-star review to the film, saying, "Every time Michael Bay directs another Transformers abomination, this is the fifth. The movies die a little. This is what makes the summer's other blockbuster misfires look like masterpieces." Khalil Petitis of the Daily Film Fix gave the film a negative review. Say Transformers Last Night is the weakest and most dreadful entry in a long-running series. The New Yorker gave the film a decent review, writing, "With Transformers and Last Night, Michael Bay has become an experimental filmmaker, a PR sensation." Variety also gave the film a decent review, stating, "The fifth time may not quite be the charm of the last entry in Michael Bay's crunched metal robot war mega series is better and therefore better." Gwinnett Daily Post gave the film a positive review, writing, "Transformers The Last Night is improvement on series, praising its action scenes." And yes, they are doing a Bumblebee spinoff in the sequel. Transformers 6 are set to be released on June 8th, 2018. June 8th, 2018 is for Bumblebee, and 2019, June 28th is Transformers 6, respectively. And the box office, as of July 2nd, 2017, Transformers Last Night has grossed 109.1 million in the United States and Canada, and 339.4 million in other territories for a worldwide total of 448.5 million against a production budget of 217 million. In North America, Last Night was originally projected to gross 70 to 75 million from 4,069 theaters over its first 5 days, which would have been the lowest budget of the franchise. However, it was the debut of the franchise. However, after the film grossed the franchise low 15.7 million on its first day, 25.5 million from Tuesday. Tonight, previews opening estimates were lower to 60 to 65 million. On Thursday, it grossed 8.1 million, potentially dropping the 5-day debut to under 60 million. It ended up having an opening weekend of 45.3 million, the lowest debut of the franchise, by 25 million, and lowest since the first film's 70.5 million. The film's 5-day gross of 68.4 million was also lower than every 3-day opening of the previous 4 films. In its second weekend, the film grossed 16.9 million, dropping 62% and finishing third at the box office. Internationally, The Last Night opened its first 42 foreign territories alongside its United States debut, including major markets China, the UK, Russia, Australia, Germany, Italy, South Korea, and Hong Kong, and was projected to have an opening of 167 to 200 million due to its predecessor's success in China. Expectations are high for the film in the country box office. Observers and trackers believe the film would open to 80 to 100 million and end its run there with anywhere between 290 to 400 million. So end up having a global debut of 265.3 million, 196.2 million from overseas, including 123.4 million from China, representing 63% of the film's opening in the film's second weekend. In China, it fell 76% and had a running cume of 147.6 million. And the controversy on September 21st, 2016, extreme particular scene took place in Buckingham Palace, Woodstock, Oxfordshire in England, home of World War II British Prime Minister Sir Winston Churchill. However, the mansion was dressed as a Nazi. It also got draped headquarters for Adolf Hitler fulfillment. This evoked both anger and criticism for being symbolically disrespectful to Churchill, according to Colonel Richard Kemp, who said Churchill were returning in his grave. While Tony Hayes of the UK Veterans Association said that surviving World War II ex-servicemen and women would be applauded. The Sun follows numerous pictures from that set. 4 veterans further attacked filmmakers for turning the historic place into a headquarters for Hitler. Besides the Nazi swastika flags, the Sun reported that the set featured actors in Nazi troop costumes and German tanks. Churchill was buried less than a mile away at St. Martin's Church, Bladden. They show a picture of here and a description. Buckingham Palace, where Britain's former four-time Prime Minister Sir Winston Churchill was draped in huge Nazi flags. Released June 21st, 2017, after being moved up from its original June 23rd release date. The teaser trailer of the film was released on December 5th, 2016, and was later attached to Rogue One. Marketing. The first teaser trailer aired on Monday, December 5th, on ESPN's Monday Night Football, and was released online shortly thereafter. Within 24 hours of its release, the trailer garnered a record-breaking 93.6 million views from social media platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Donnie? I need my computer plug, guy. Nine? Yeah, my computer's at 9, guys and girls. So sorry about the noise from my dad there. As Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Marketing is making it the 3rd highest view trailer of 2016, falling behind Disney's Beauty and the Beast remake, 127.6 million views, and Universal's 50 Shades Darker, 214 million views in 24 hours. By surpassing Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy, following 2 trailer which scored 81 million views in its first 24-hour online. Following the trailer's release, The film trended on all major social media sites, including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Reddit. It was Weibo's #1 trending topic. China were the preview was viewed 16 million times first day release. The limited response for the film started airing around ahead of the Super Bowl. Spawned on February 3rd, 2017. An extended trailer aired during Super Bowl 6 LI on February 5th, 2017. March 11th, 2017, a new TV spot. And clipboard showing Nickelodeon's 2017 Kids' Choice Awards. A new trailer aired with the release of Beauty and the Beast. March 17, 2017, while the third trailer was released on April 3rd. April 13th, 2017. And the effects, as with previous Transformers installments, Industrial Light and Magic served as the main effects company for Transformers the last night in early 2016. The company showed Bay an underwater rendering of a crash-landed alien spaceship and a new dump truck Transformer with a cloak. Humans, Mark Wahlberg as Cade Yeager, a single father and struggling inventor, turned to Autobots during the events of Age of Extinction. Josh Hamill as William Lennox, a former NEST commander in U.S. Army Ranger Capital, partnered with the Autobots prior to the events of Age of Extinction, and a U.S. Army colonel and a reluctant member of the TRF. Anthony Hopkins as Sir Edmund Burton, 12th Earl of Floggen, an astronomer and historian who knows of the history of the Transformers on Earth. Laura Haddock as Vivian Wembley, a professor of English literature at the University of Oxford, who turns out to be a distant descendant of Merlin. And Gurney portrays a younger Vinny. Runner as Isabella, a streetwise tomboy who was orphaned with Squeaks and Canopy, and being her only friend will tell me Cade. John Torero as Seymour Simmons, a former government agent with Sector 7 and Nest, turned successful writer who hides out in Cuba and became allied with the Autobots prior to the events of the Age of Extinction. Jared Carmichael as Jimmy, a young man from South Dakota from Kate, hired from a font ad. And that's a black guy, by the way, with glasses. Santiago Torres Santos, a former Delta Force operative and commander of the TRF, who seeks to eradicate every Transformer in their human allies regardless of faction. Galan Porshower as General Porshower, Director of Nest in Revenge of the Fallen, and Tark of the Moon, and now the TRF. Stanley Tucci as Merlin, King Arthur's wizard, Chinese ancestor. Tucci was originally reported to be reprising his role as Joshua Joyce from Age of Extinction. And Gargan as King Arthur the Treasure Knight, the first fought with lights of Lycon. Imperial appears as a group leader for the TRF. Therese Gibson was cast to return as Robert Epps, but was unable to appear in the film due to scheduling conflicts with the Fate of the Furious. Nicola Peltz was as a vocal cameo as Tessa Yeager, Cade's daughter, to help the Autobots during the events of Age of Extinction. While Sam Police photograph is seen in Burton's mansion, Tony Hale plays an unnamed JPL here, and Sam is from the first three movies of the Transformers franchise. Yeah. I wonder if he whined about this movie this time, like he did the last one. I don't know. And apparently Mark Wahlberg's not going to be in the next installment, I guess. I read here, guys and girls. They have a cast for the Transformers as well. Autobots, Peter Cullen voices Optimus Prime, the leader of the Autobots who transforms into a blue and red 2014 Western Star 5700 custom truck while searching for the truth about his creators. Eric voices Bumblebee, Autobot Scout, and Optimus Prime's second command, who transforms into a custom with yellow and black 2016 Chevrolet Camaro. Ken Wannabe voices Drift, Samurai modified Autobot technician and former Decepticon, who transforms into a black and red 2018 Mercedes AMG GTR. Jim Carter voices Cogman, a polite, sociopathic, teenage-sized robot who serves as a faithful father to Sir Edmund Bird. Commerce Live voices Hot Rod, an Autobot who transforms into a Citroen DS before upgrading into a 2017 Lamborghini Centrino LP 7704. I meant a dashboard. He is brother in arms with Bumblebee and speaks in a thick French accent. John Goodman voices a Hound, an Autobot commando and field medic who transforms into an all-green Mercedes-Benz Unimog, military tactical ambulance. Jim Megiddo voices Crosshairs, an Autobot paratrooper and sniper who transforms into a green and black 2016 Chevrolet Corvette C7 Stingray, equipped with a custom split spoiler. Tweener Wilson voices Squeaks, Autobot and Isabella's closest friend who can't transform. And Thomas says Chihuahua due to prior damage. Steve Buscemi voices Day Trader, a Cybertronian scavenger transformed into a cloaked rusty Mercedes-Benz FA model 1920 dump truck. Stephen Bart voices Volleybot, Autobot resembling other records from Dark Moon resides in Cuba with Simmons. Tom Kenny voices Whaley, a former Decepticon turned Autobot to survive the Chicago battle in Dark Moon and transform into a blue monster truck toy. Frank Watcher voices Canopy, an Autobot refugee and a friend of Isabel who camouflages into a cheering pile of rubble. Mark Ryan voices Bulldog, an Autobot veteran of World War I and World War II. Same century for Burton's Castle. So transforms into an Army Mark IV tank. It suffers from robot dementia. It's an early Autobot who resembles Jetfire from Revenge of the Fallen. It transforms into a Hawker Hurricane fighter plane cameos at Burton's Castle. A trick. Transformer turns into the HMS Alliance appears, though not seen in robot mode. An Autobot resembling the constructed Scraper from Revenge of the Fallen appears at Cage Junkyard. As the Autobots go to fight the Decepticons, a picture of Ironhide is seen in Burton's castle. Dinobots. Grimlock, the leader of the Dinobots, transforms into a mechanical horde. Fire-breathing Tyrannosaurus. Slugger, the Scavenged Dinobot, destroyer, transforms into a mechanical strike. And bestial Triceratops. The mini Dinobots through the Grimlock, Slug, and Strife. Decepticons. Frank Welker voices Megatron, the reborn leader of the Decepticons. He possessed Galvatron in Age of Extinction and transforms into a Cybertronian jet. Nitrous Zeus, a Decepticon hunter whose body design shares resembles the Kezai bosses from Age of Extinction, with a head resembling shockwaves from Dark of the Moon. He transforms into JAS 39 Griffin fighter jet. Onslaught, a Decepticon technician. His body design shares resemblance to Long Haul. Transforms into a green Western Star. 4,900 SF tow truck. Jess Arnold was barricaded. Decepticon scout survived the Chicago War. And Dark of the Moon, he transforms into a 2016 Ford Mustang police car, featuring a new robot mode. Reno Wilson voices Mohawk, a Decepticon, transformed into a Confederate motorcycle. Dreadbot, a Decepticon thug, design shares resemblance to Crowbar from Dark of the Moon, and transforms into a rusty Volkswagen Type 2. Stephen Barr voices Berserker, a monstrous Decepticon. Commander whose body design shares resemblance to Crankcase from Dark of the Moon, and transforms to a Chevrolet Suburban emergency vehicle. Starscream's severed head is shown being boasted by Age Raider and later held by Megatron. Enter Edmond Burton's castle. A picture of Shockwave scene. Others: Kimla Chan voices Contessa, a Cybertronian sorcerer and the creator of Cybertron's Cybertronians. He wants to destroy Unicron and rebuild Cybertron. The Knights of Lycon. Unicron is Earth. A group of 12 Transformers emerge to form the three-headed dragon. The Dragon Storm. The film's companion toy line features 4 lights named Dragonus, Storming, Steelbane, and Skeletron. The later is the skeletal who tries to protect the staff from Kane and Vivian. Infernocons. Quintessence demon-like guardians combine to form Infernicus. Unicron, a giant planet destroyed. Transformers mentioned at various points throughout the film. 6 of his mechanical spikes are seen on Earth. A picture of Michael Bay, and it says below, I want to announce that the film will be his last of the Transformers series. In March 2015, Deadline.com report, Turner Pictures was in talks with Oscar winner Akiva Kozman, a beautiful mind, to pitch new ideas for the Transformers franchise and its future installments. He intends to do what James Cameron and 20th Century Fox has been planning 3 Avatar sequels, and what Disney has done to revive Star Wars with sequels and spin-offs. Paramount wants to have their own cinematic universe for Transformers, similar to Marvel/Disney's Marvel Cinematic Universe, which had been one of Paramount's previous film series, and DC Comics/Warner Brothers DC Extended Universe Goldman, consider the future projects, and work with the franchise director Michael Bay, executive producer Steven Spielberg, and producer Lorenzo Di Bonaventura to organize a writer's room that incubates ideas for potential Transformers sequels, prequels, and spin-offs. The writer's room members include Christina Hudson, Lindsay Beer, Andrew Barr, and Gabriel Ferrari. Ant-Man, Robert Kirkman, The Walking Dead, Art Markham, and Matt Holloway, Zach Penn, Pacific Rim Uprising, Jeff Winkner, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Ken Helen and Geneva Robertson. The word Kirkman left the room after just one day to undergo throat surgery. In July 2015, Michael Coleman and Jeff Winkler were announced as the fifth Transformers film's screenwriters. However, on November 20th, due to Goldman's commitments creating writers to room for G.I. Joe and Micronauts, property Paramount began negotiating with Art Markham and Matt Holloway, Iron Man, as well as Ken Nolan, Black Hawk Down to write the film. And Beer and Geneva Robertson were also brought aboard for writing duties. So Vox says, I think I brought the concern to the movie studio and distributed it to the writers. Perhaps Transformers 5 and 6 probably will go back more to its roots. There was occasional for one line in Transformers Age of Extinction, which Optimus Prime had. I did not want to say it was my gut instinct necessarily. My commitment to the character. Not to say the line, but I was told to say, you can't fight the big boys. I think you all know what that line was. Peter Klein on a question from a fan on the future of the franchise from Sec Anime 2015. After Transformers Age of Extinction, Bay had decided not to direct any future Transformers films. But in early January 2016, in an interview with Rolling Stone, he stated that he would return to direct the fifth film, and that would be his last Transformers film. Paramount Pictures spent $80 million on production in Michigan, in return for $21 million in state and incentives under agreements entered into before the state was later eliminated the film office incentive program in July 2015. In April 2016, Paramount hired cinematographer Jonathan Silva. On May 17th, Bay revealed the Jonathan film to be The Last Light on his Instagram account, where he also posted a production picture showing a close-up of Optimus Prime's face with purple eyes instead of blue. His face mostly discolored. Picture Twitter account showed a 19-second short video and Morse code that translates to "I'm coming for you." May 31st. So May 31st, it was revealed that Megatron will return in the sequel. Casting. And December 21st, Mark Wahlberg confirmed that he would return in the sequel. February 2016, there was casting calls for new lead and supporting roles in Los Angeles and London. And Peter Cullen was announced his return to voice Optimus Prime. Approximately 850 cast and crew were hired, 450 of whom were Michigan residents, 20 to 228 full-time positions. Additionally, 700 extras were hired from among Detroit residents as part of Paramount's incentive deal with the state on April 13th. To report that Isabella Monroe was in talks to star as Isabella. Tonight also reported that Bay was eyeing Jean Georgin, Stephen Merchant, and Jared Carmichael for supporting roles. On May 17, 2016, confirmed that Joshua Duhamel would reprise his role in a film, and Jared Carmichael was cast. In June 2016, Anthony Hopkins, Mitch McGillivray, Santiago Cavalry, and Laura Haddock joined the cast. Tyrese Gibson said that he will return as Robert Epps. Tyrese 2016, Liam Gargan is confirmed to play King Arthur, a different version. The role is the same character on the television series Once Upon a Time. On September 4th, 2016, Stanley Tucci confirmed his return. October 2014, 2016. They announced that John Turturro will reprise his role as Seymour Simmons for the first three films, and that John Goodman will return to voice Hound. Before the film's release, they revealed that the character Cogman would be voiced by Downton Abbey actor Jim Carter at the request of co-writer Matt Holloway, who is a fan of the series. On June 9th, 2017, Reno Wilson confirmed via a tour that he would have a voice role in the film. On June 16th, 2017, Ken revealed that despite closing a deal for the film, he was unable to appear at Epps due to scheduling conflicts with the fate of the Furious. Music made article Transformers last night. Music from the motion picture on September 2017. September 27th. It was confirmed that Steve Tracy returned to write the score. He composed music for the first four films. The score was released digitally on the film's original release date, February 23rd, 2017. An limited edition 2-disc CD set of 3,000 units will be released by La La Land Records on July 11, 2017. Like the previous film scores, which contained anywhere from 14 to 22 tracks, the film soundtrack contains 34 tracks, amounting to over 2 hours of music. The score Leslie Scott said, "I met with Michael before he started shooting Transformers last night. Showed me some amazing concept art and explained how the story connects the history of Transformers all the way back to the times of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. I love the idea because it gave me the opportunity to explore new musical ideas. The storyline allowed me to write melodies that are a bit more classical than I written for the other Transformers films, which was a lot of fun for me. An important aspect of the story revolves around massive skyscraper-sized horns from hell that start starting from the earth. They look like gigantic animal horns, but no one knows what they are or why they appeared. I wanted to create an unsettling sense of mystery and tension with the music." And the last Ellen Wick Castle in Ellen Wick North, Northumberland, one of the many locations used in the film. They show a little picture of it too. And it says right here, filming. Its principal photography began on May 25th, 2016 in Havana, Cuba, with a few scenes shot by a small team. Filming continued on June 6th, 2016 in Phoenix, Arizona, and on June 19, 2016 in Detroit, Michigan, under the working title 375, with additional filming taking place in Chicago, Illinois. In Detroit, filming took place in the Michigan Motion Picture Studio, Packard Plant, Michigan Central Station. Cafe, Tamango's Speakeasy, and MGM Grand Detroit. Production moved to Europe on August 21st and filming connected on August 22nd in Scotland and Wales. In England, filming took place in North Yorkshire, Newcastle upon Tyne, Northumberland, London, Gosport, and Stonehenge between August and October. Filming occurred in Ireland and Pakistan, Joel Tuggan, and Anja Harsbin in Norway. In early September 2016, filming took place in Allenwick Castle in Allenwick, Northumberland, in England, including car chase scenes. Production continued at St. Anne's Church. Sea houses. All work spent an hour outside the church and completely donated €200 for Father Des. And Given said, "I didn't even know he was in church until he left." One of my parishioners, Tanala Love, recognized him and explained who he was. It's great that we had him in for the service. And we appreciate his generosity towards our church. Car chases were also filmed of the monument area of Newcastle upon Tyne. For Josh Hamill, the filming while Albert and Sir Anthony Hopkins continued at Allenwick. Sea houses in the Limburg region of Northumberland. In late September 2016, filming was spotted at Judas Sport Hemisphere Center at the Royal Navy Submarine Museum. On October 5th, 2016, filming was spotted at St. Bartholomew the Great, London. Filming worked on October 27th, 2016. Principal photography worked on September 4th, 2016. And St. Bartholomew is one of the 12 disciples of Jesus. And the principal photography wrapped on December 4th, 2016. The last part is the plot of the story. In 484 AD, King Arthur's wizard Merlin forged an alliance with the Knights of Lycan. A group of 12 Transformers who had stayed on Earth. The Knights give Merlin an alien staff, combined into a huge dragon, to help Arthur triumph over the Saxons. In the present day, most of the governments on Earth have declared Transformers illegal. And the multinational Transformer Reaction Force TRF has been formed to eliminate the alien robots, despite absence of Optimus Prime, who left the planet to search for his creator. New Transformers continue to arrive regularly. The newest ship to arrive crash lands in the half of the in Chicago, where it is found. Inspired a group of children when a TRF America confronts the kids. They are saved by Isabella, survivor of the Battle of Chicago, and her Transformer companions. Squeaks of Canopy. Her Canopy is killed by the TRF. In the process, Bumblebee and Cade Yeager arrive and help them escape, but Yeager is unable to save the Transformers. Destroying the ship. Before he dies, the nightly robot attaches a metallic tails surrounding Yeager's body. An act observed by Decepticon Scout Barricade, who reports this to his leader, Megatron. On the far reaches of the solar system, Alice discovers that Transformers' homeworld, Cybertron, now is similar to pieces. Is heading directly for Earth. He finds the being in control of Cybertron's movement. the sorceress Quintessa, who professes to be the maker, is searching for the staff which the knights Cade and Runner were stolen from Quintessa. Seeing her powers, she places Optimus under her control. Dubs them Nemesis Prime. Charges them with recovering it. Earth, she reveals, is actually Cybertron's ancient enemy, Unicron. And she intends to drain his life force so that Cybertron can be restored. So they're saying here that the Earth is a Transformer robot. That's absolutely ridiculous. This one will be so far-fetched. That's why I gave it an 8 out of 10, because it's so far-fetched. It's kind of silly. TRF member and former Autobot ally William Lennox brokers a deal between the TRF and Megatron, releasing from their custody a squad of Decepticons that will have Megatron recover the tailspin from Cade. Decepticons hunt Yeager down, following him to his junkyard hideout in South Dakota, where he and many of the surviving Transformers are held up. During the chaos, the same battle, Yeager is approached by Combat Transformer Envy of British Lord, Sir Edmund. It's Burton who takes him and Bumblebee to England. To meet his master there, Burton arranges a meet between Yeager and Vivian Wembley, an Oxford professor. Wembley has just been kidnapped by the Autobot Hot Rod, using his long-term time disguise as a Saturnian DS. Burton explains that he is the last living member of the Wicanian Order, an ancient brotherhood dedicated to guarding the secret history of Transformers on Earth. Chaos reveals that Wembley is the last descendant of her, and that she must find and use the staff to prevent the impending destruction of Earth by Cybertron. Fleeing the TRF, Yeager and Wembley follow clues from the latter's father that led them, Bumblebee and Cogman, to take the submarine HMS Alliance into the sea to find the Cybertronian Knights' sunken ship, in which they discover the tomb of Merlin. Instead, when they activate the staff, the ship rises to the surface. The TRF arrives to confront the group. Several Knights awaken and attack them. The attack is cut short by their rival, a mind-controlled Optimus, and a battle between Optimus and Bumblebee ensues. At its peak, the formerly mute Bumblebee finally speaks. The sound of his voice proving enough to shock Optimus free of Quintessa's control. A moment later, Megatron, who is revealed to be working with Quintessa all along, arrives and steals the staff. As he flees with it, the Knight attacks Optimus for his betrayal. However, Yeager, salesman, becomes the sword. Excalibur stops the fight, further that he is the last Knight. The Knights yield. Yeager urges Optimus to protect the Earth once more. Megatron delivers the staff to Quintessa to drain the life force of Earth / Unicron via Stonehenge. The military intervenes. Megatron shoots Burton, who dies, and Cogman at his side. Using the ship preoccupied, secured by the Autobot Day Trader, the Autobots arrive to join the fight, landing on Cybertron and battling against the Decepticons and Quintessa's Infernocons. Optimus and his Autobots backed up the Knights in their dragon form. Vanquish their foes, Optimus defeats Megatron, while Bumblebee shoots and apparently kills Quintessa. William moves the staff, stopping Cybertron's destruction of Earth, but leaving the two planets connected. Optimus declares that humans and Transformers must work together to rebuild their worlds, and sends a message calling any surviving Autobots to come home. And mid-credit scene, scientists inspect one of the unicorn, which is extending out of the desert. Podesta, who has survived and is disguised as a human, arrives and offers them a way to destroy Unicron. That was the whole Wikipedia page of Transformers. I guess, yeah, and I don't care, I spoiled the movie, so what? And I'm very edited by Mark Sanger, John Review, animation Roger Bartons, Deborah Neal Fisher, Calvin Wimmer, production company Sci-Fi Richard Pictures, Hasbro Studios, Angry Films, distributed by Paramount Pictures. Release date June 18, 2017, in Manchester Square. June 21st, 2017, United States. Turn time 449 minutes. No, I mean 449 minutes. Country United States. Language English. Budget 260 million. Box office 450.4 million. Directed by Michael Bay, of course. Produced by Don Murray, Tom Lorenzo Del Rancho, and Bryce. Screenplay by Art Markham. Holloway, Ken Nolan. Story by Taylor Goldsmith. Tom Markham. Matt Holloway and Ken Nolan, based on Transformers by Hasbro. That was my review of Transformers The Last Night. And Michael Bay and Mark Wahlberg said that this was their last movie they're doing. I guess. Apparently so. I hope you liked what I read from Wikipedia page. Sorry if I may have spoiled the movie for you guys, but I enjoyed the movie. Still go see it. I give it an 8 out of 10, I guess. I mean, if you're interested in Transformers, go see it. If you're not, don't see it. I know this movie didn't do too well and stuff. A lot of people didn't like it. Hopefully Spider-Man Homecoming will be a better movie. I'm pretty excited about going to see the Spider-Man movie tomorrow with my cool friends, Mark Frendel and Steven Frendel. And even my cool father will be there as well. And Aaron, the badass kid, will be there. And hopefully, a lot of my friends will be there. Hopefully, all my Facebook friends will be there too. And I hope my cousin Josh will be there, and everyone to be at this movie. It's a pretty exciting movie. I'm looking forward to it. It's a pretty fun movie. I like this. I like the movie. I guess Spider-Man Homecoming is the final movie for the summer. The big blockbuster movie this summer. I don't know if Planet of the Apes is a blockbuster type movie. I don't know. But I think Spider-Man will be a hilarious movie. That'll be fun. That'll be a fun time. And the weather will be like 94 here tomorrow. I like hot 94. And humidity as well. I hope I'm not coughing. And breathing good, and the crowds aren't too crazy for me to handle. And please pray for me to do well with this movie tomorrow. And of course I have fun watching these movies. And my next review will probably be for the Spider-Man movie. It's called Spider-Man Homecoming. And alright, I gotta go now. So please rate, comment, like, favorite, subscribe, views, thoughts, and opinions. And I hope you liked it and enjoyed it for your viewing pleasure, guys and girls. And as always, stay tuned for more. And my favorite quotes from Ghost Roll: please drink some hot chocolate. And I'll see you all later. And this is Aaron Halo 18 signing off. And God bless you, and have a nice day, and goodbye.